Assalamu alaikum. Good evening. Ramjan Mubarak to all. Ramjan is going to be start from tomorrow. So it's the month of mercy. So in this first video, we are going to start the second chapter of political part, that is international relations. Sorry, international organization, the United Nations organization and others. So what is an international organization? An international organization is an organization with an international membership. Okay, with an international membership, we all know that as an international organization, the UNO has worldwide membership, that is 193. It has international scope. Okay, the international organizations, those are recognized, and they have their scope worldwide, internationally, and its presence. It has international organization should have its presence internationally. Okay, so in this chapter, basically we are going to discuss about United Nations and its other some agencies. Okay, so the first point is the objectives of the United Nations and its organs. So before that, before the objective, the principles, or its organizations, let we discuss little bit about the history of the creation of UNO. See, after the First World War started in 1914. Okay, uh, 28 July 1914 and up to 11th November 1918. So this was the period, 4 years of World War. Then after the First World War, the League of Nations was formed. The League of Nations was formed through the right after the First World War, through the Paris Declaration in 1919, and in the after the Paris Declaration in 10 January 1920, the League of Nations was formed, but it had a lot of problems with itself. Okay, within itself. See, because Woodrow Wilson was the key person, key figure behind the creation of the League of Nations, and Woodrow Wilson was the president of America at that time. But America itself wasn't a member of League of Nations. Okay. Then, due to its failure, the Second World War broke out in 1939. On 1st of September, when Germany attacked Poland in 1939, then Second Second World War started, and when Japan officially surrendered on 14th of August 1945, then the Second World War ended. Okay, the magnitude of the devastation brought by the Second World War made the world population so scared that they restarted thinking about the formation of another world organization. See, the devastation that created by the Second World War was, unexpected, and nobody did imagine that the world war can um, create such type of devastation. Many people died. The second year book for political science, that is international relations, it says that more than 60 million people died in the Second World War. Most of them were civil personnel. Okay, then, and as a result, that time, see, there were two blocks during the Second World War, that is the Axis bloc, and sorry, our Axis power, and the another one is the Allied power. But what happened, the Allied power, that is led by the America, France, then England, Russia, this power, that is Allied power, won the Second World War, and their leadership, that is that time, Franklin D. Roosevelt was the president of United States of America. Stalin was the president of what is called Soviet Russia, then Soviet Union that time actually, and Stalin was the prime minister of Winston Churchill was the prime minister of England. These people started thinking about the creation of another worldwide organization, that is the United Nations organization, and through the San Francisco Conference. San Francisco Conference was held on 26th of June 1945. Sorry, and from 15th April 1945 to 26th June 1945, when the San Francisco Conference officially signed the UN Charter on 26th June 1945, then the San Francisco Conference ended. And through this charter, UN Charter, the United Nations was created, and officially on 24th of October 1945, UNO came into being. And altogether, 51 states signed in the Charter, UN Charter, and among them, first signatory was the China. Okay, China was the first signatory, and 51 number was the Poland. Poland did not sign the charter officially on that day, that is the 24th October 1945. It signed on 15th October 1945 because they had no official government. Election was going there, so that particular column was taken blank, and they signed their letter. And in India was also the signatory of the 51 members. You can see here, I can show you whether India was the signatory or not. See, V.T. Krishnamachari. Here clearly you can see V.T. Krishnamachari from India. V.T. Krishnamachari. Here you can see Iraq, then Honduras. So India was the prime member of the United Nations. Here is this chart. See, is the history. Okay, brief history of the creation of the United Nations from 1941 to 1945. Here you can see that India joined UNO on 30th October 1945. See, joining and signing the charter is different. Okay, joining and signing the charter is different. India represented there in the San Francisco Conference and signed the charter. Okay, this is a bit extra discussion actually. And the UN Charter in the San Francisco Conference, and thus the UNO came into being. Since the birth, it has been doing its best to save the people of the world from the danger of another world war. So the prime objectives for the creation of the UNO was to prevent the world community involving into another world war, that is the third world war. Okay, to save the world community from another world war. And the Dag Hammarskjöld, the second Secretary General of UNO, what did he say? He said that the UNO was not created to take the humanity into heaven, but to save from hell. Okay, UNO was not created for taking the humanity into heaven, but to save it from hell. So it cannot do each and everything, but it can do at least something to save the humanity. At the present context, you can see that World Health Organization, that is WHO. What is the role of WHO in this crucial juncture, where COVID-19, that is the coronavirus, spreaded all over the world? Yet WHO is an agency of United Nations, so it cannot save the humanity, but it can do its part. So, and then when the UNO was created on 24th October 1945, from that day, every year we, the world community, celebrate the 24th October as UN Day. At present, how many members are there? How many members are there at the UNO? That is 193. You remember this number? 193 members are there at the UNO, and the members, they ceaselessly, doing their best for solving the problems. And see here, the UNO has been engaged ceaselessly for the peaceful solution to all the disputed issues for which the world people have been extending support to it. And the headquarters, this is an important question again. The headquarters of UNO is situated in New York. New York is the city of United States of America. You all know New York. Now we are moving to the objectives of the UNO. Before that, see here a line is given, a number is given, that is 111. In the language of cricket, what does it call? You all know. You are all fan of cricket. That is 111. It is called Nelson in cricket. The number is called Nelson. Okay, and an interesting number. In the UN Charter, there are 111 articles, 19 chapter, and one preamble. Okay, one preamble, the 111 articles and 19 chapter are there in the UN Charter. In its very first article, 4 objectives of the UNO are incorporated. How many objectives are there? 4 objectives in the very first article. Okay, the first objectives of the United Nations is that to maintain international peace and security. To maintain international peace and security, for which it was actually created. Question may ask that why UN was created. You can write this: to maintain international peace and security, the UN was created. Then to establish friendship among all countries of the world on the basis of equal rights and self-determination. From beginning, it has been trying its level best to maintain friendship among the countries of the world on the basis of equal rights and self-determination. All the states are equal. Okay, theoretically, all the states are equally in the documents of United Nations. But to some extent, it can be vary, because all the time we have been observing or witnessing that America, being the dominant country of the world, enjoying most power and self-determination. See, in the world, some countries are that is weak, some are strong, some poor, some rich, okay, some developed, some underdeveloped, okay. But in the eyes of UNO, all countries are equal, and self-determination means self-rule. Okay, here all the countries will be respected equally, irrespective of their size, irrespective of their richness. Okay. Then number 3, to bring about solutions of the existing economic, social, cultural problems and disputed issues on the basis of the international cooperation, so that each and every individual person become able to enjoy human rights and fundamental rights. Here, human rights and fundamental rights are different. You should not get any confused that human rights are rights that for being human we need to enjoy. For being human, those rights are for ourselves. That is, these rights are inalienable, okay, inseparable. So these rights are called inalienable rights. Then these rights cannot be separated from human being. Then these rights are called, what is the term? I forgot. Okay, so and fundamental rights given by the constitution or the supreme law of the country. We also have 6 types of fundamental rights. And see how many human rights are there in the UN Charter. There are I think 29 human rights are there. Okay, I'm not sure, but as much as I can remember, that 29 human rights are there in the Human Rights Charter of UNO. Okay, and fundamental rights granted by the country itself. Okay, and number 4, to perform as a center of excellence, to establish good and cordial relations among various countries to achieve the aforesaid objectives. See, it is the platform, it is the stage, it is the platform, it is the space given to the world community to discuss each and every problem facing by the world community and to solve those problems. Okay. And see, aforesaid, you always get confusion. What is aforesaid? Aforesaid means whatever mentioned above. ये ऊपर में जो लिखा हुआ है, इस इनमें काम करने के लिए एक साथ जो काम करना चाहिए वही aforesaid. Okay, that is aforesaid. And then the principles of the UNO. There are also four or five or six principles are there. Okay. First, the UNO is established on the principle of equal sovereignty of all member countries. Already I have mentioned that some countries are poor, some countries are weak, some countries are strong, some countries are rich. The UNO doesn't see